Hello all, as a continuation of my lecture series in transmission and distribution, today we are going to discuss about substation layout and its components. In transmission and distribution, we have already discussed about the generation and how it is transmitted from one place to another. So in which we have already discussed like primary and secondary transmissions, and coming to distribution, we also have primary and secondary distributions. So, in which substation is the main part uh, which is used in the distribution system. And now we are going to see about its layout and its components. So, before going into the topic, let us define what is a substation. So, it is a place where we can call it as a node which transfers and controls the power. So, the main function of substation is to step down the voltage and distribute to the consumers. So, this is what is the main function of a substation and the definition. So substation functions in power systems like so it is a critical node and voltage transformation and power flow control, managing the direction and distribution of power and safeguarding the grid from the faults and overloads. So the overall network delivering electricity. So the substation is the overall network delivering system, which is very important in transmission and distribution. So in this session, we are going to see about the introduction to substation, substation layout and major substation layout components. So here we can see a clear picture of substation where it consists of insulators, cables, bushings and oil circuit breakers. Generally we have circuit breakers and transformers, insulators, and these are all the main parts of a substation. So coming to introduction to substation, so as we move on to the DT based delivery, before going into the substation, let us know what is the need for a substation. So the substation is mainly needed in order for switching and protection purpose, monitoring and control purpose, and where the power quality improvement can be done and voltage transformation is done. So voltage transformation is the main part where a very high voltage travels from the generation part to the distribution part, and that very high voltage should be reduced to a voltage which can be supplied to the consumers. So there will be a need for the consumer, so that voltage to be distributed. So that process can be done only in the substation. So what about switching and protection is, so providing switching capabilities and the equipments for maintenance and protect the grid from the faults. So protecting the grid from the fault is another important parameter, and we have to monitor the parameters and controlling equipments to maintain grid stability. So the grid has to be stable, and in order to have it as a stable, monitoring and control purpose is very important. So monitoring is again important in order to meet the demand. So power quality improvement, so enhancing the power quality through voltage regulation and reactive power compensation methods. So all these happens in the substation. So an electrical substation is a high voltage facility used to switch, protect and transform voltage levels in an electrical power system. So next, coming to the components of substation. So the main components as discussed earlier is transformers, circuit breakers, bus bars, control systems, protective relays, and grounding systems. So all these combined in order to have a substation. So all these components are very important. So transformer, we basically know that the primary function is to step up or step down. So step up transformer increases the voltage for efficient long distance transmission, whereas step down transformers reduce the voltage for distribution to local consumers. Next, coming to the circuit breakers. So circuit breakers, we all know, like this is designed to interrupt the flow of electricity in the event of fault or overload. So when there is any fault occurs, so the circuit breakers are designed in order to interrupt the flow of electricity. So this is the main purpose of circuit breaker. And next, coming to the substation, bus bar. So bus bar is a common line where we can tap the electricity wherever it is needed. So it is a conductive bar that serves as a common connection point from which we can take multiple circuits as the output. And protective relays. So relays plays a major role. This is also to protect overcurrent and over voltage or faults in the power system and send a trip signal to the circuit breaker. So next is the grounding system. So the grounding system provides a safe path for fault currents to flow into the earth. So let us summarize the session. Like we started with the substation layout and components, where we discussed about the introduction to substation and major substation components. And coming to the applications, the substation main application of the substation is voltage transformation and railway electrification. And this substation is the main part in urban and rural distribution system. Thank you.